Hey everybody, this is Sabrina. Welcome back to my channel. For the month of June, in my reading journal, I have the first favorites video to share, and I'm so excited. I just love my reading journal so much. I am going to document Remarkably Bright Creatures. If you've read it, I would love to know in the comments section. It is truly a magical book, and I almost found myself going a little bit slower with this book just so I could savor it, because it was so different from anything that I've read recently. And I don't mean that in a bad way. It was such a good book, and such a great book to kind of start the summer with in June. So I'm really happy that I read this book, and I wound up having to buy this book on Kindle because I ran out of the loan at my library. I mentioned that in my June overview monthly video. I was willing to pay the $16 to be able to finish this book. I could not be left hanging. And now I have the book on my Kindle forever, and that's fine by me. I love it. So I have no idea what I'm doing as far as my design. I have the octopus, like I said, and I have some coral reef. I printed them on paper and also clear sticker paper. And I know that I'm going to make some beautiful seascape, and I also have a favorite stamp set from Everyday Explorers designed by Kari Stiles with the ocean waves and kind of the kelp. At least that's what I think of it. I have all of this, and I know I'm going to use all of it. I'm just not sure where, but I do wind up deciding that I'm going to have a row at the bottom of all the different waves and kelp, and then the pieces that I printed, and then another section by the book cover, and also one in the top corner. I am doing a ton of different colors since the coral reef that I used had lots of bright colors. The only one I really didn't pull out was the purple. I felt like the purple kind of took away from my overall feel for this project. Now, Kari has some, I want to say, wonky shapes in that kind of ocean themed stamp set. I'm not sure exactly what they're supposed to be used for, but that's the beauty of stamps. You can really use them any way you want. There's a lot of possibilities with them. So I use these wonky shapes to just add to my coral reef, and I did some in yellow and some in red, and I went ahead and put my octopus kind of up above my coral reef and added two different types of coral reef. One's a sticker and one's the paper one to my octopus. Now, the clear sticker one that I added next to the octopus, I kind of liked adding that above my main level of stamping, so that way it kind of gave a little bit of depth and another layer to the coral reef. I added a sticker coral reef on the left-hand side and just blended it into the ocean waves. I'll do the same thing up at the top, as you can see. I mean, I'm not quite sure if that was the best spot for that clear sticker, because I felt like it really blended in, but overall, I'm just having the best time playing with all my stamps and making this coral reef for this incredible book. I laid out a bunch of different phrases that I can use for this spread. I'm going to stamp them in all black ink just so that way they pop. I start out with love this book and couldn't put this down on paper, and then my favorite, love this, on right onto the page. But later on, I will switch that out and I will stamp them on paper. That way all the stamped phrases were on paper except for the book rating. So I don't know, I felt like I wanted them all on white paper. So that'll just work. I put love this book on the far left and couldn't put this one down up in the top right hand corner. I'll eventually scoot that over a little bit because I want to add a little bit more orange kelp. So I am going to start with my thoughts, and I'm going to run out of room. Let's just put it that way. There was so much I had to say about this book. It was just magic. And you quickly learn that one of the narrators will be Marcellus, who's a giant Pacific octopus. And he's not an ordinary resident of this aquarium. He is incredibly smart, and it makes you really think that octopi are really smart creatures. Makes you double think that or rethink that. And the other main character is Tova Sullivan, who is the night cleaner at the aquarium, and she has had unimaginable grief, losing her husband and also her son 30 years ago. And so the way that she handles her grief is being at this aquarium, cleaning and just staying busy. It gives her purpose and it keeps her going. And she winds up developing a special friendship with Marcellus, and Marcellus doesn't like people. He's seen it all through his little glass window, but he develops a special love for Tova and wants to help her with her grief. And he winds up doing that in the coolest way and the most special way. I don't want to give anything away because I don't want to do that. But it is so special to see how Marcellus helps, and to just have a narrator that's an octopus. It's just so cool. So through the both of them, Tova is able to get her answers and heal, and Marcellus is able to understand the meaning of friendship and come to peace with his short life, because octopus don't live that long. And I kind of end it by saying this is a beautiful story for so many reasons. I could have written so much more about this book. It was just so good. So now I'm going to pick 3 quotes on the left-hand side. The first one I pick is from Marcellus speaking. It's, "Why can humans not use their millions of words to simply tell one another what they desire?" Oh, that is so on point, right? So on point. The second one is again Marcellus, and it's, "But I do not like the hole in her heart. She has only one, not 3 like me. Tova's heart. I will do everything I can to fill it." Oh, Marcellus is the best, and just such a complex, amazing character. Just loved him. The last one is, "Tova knew there was a bottom to these depths of despair. Once your soul was soaked with grief, any more simply ran off and overflowed." So this book was just a complicated, complex story about grief and friendship and moving forward and finding peace with the ebbs and flows of life and how it changes, and just living life to the best of your ability. I just loved this book. It was so good. I highlighted some words on the right-hand side in blue and then some on the left with orange. The blue was really light, so I went over it again and just picked out keywords that I really liked. And like I mentioned a few minutes ago, I am going to go ahead and add some more kelp, and then I add some bubbles. The bubbles are from a new Everyday Explorer stamp set that's coming out soon. The kelp, I just put a little orange piece behind my Marcellus, moved over the couldn't put this down, and then added another orange piece. And this project is almost done, and I love how it came together, my coral reef, and just documenting this great book. So I'd love to know, like I said, if you've read this one, or if you have really any awesome books that you would love to share with me. I'd love to know in the comment section. So finishing up with the bubbles, and this book will be done. This book review will be done, and I hope you have enjoyed seeing this one come together. So this is where I decided to cut out the love this and my favorite. And I'm so glad I did, because I feel like the white cut out stamped phrases really pop off the page a little bit more and allow your eye to travel around the page better. Okay, adding in the rating, obviously 5 stars, and I'm done. I hope you guys have enjoyed. I'd love a thumbs up or subscribe if you're new to my channel. Have a great day. Bye.